to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. It's fight week. It's Newcastle. It's Ohara Davies against Lewis Ritson. Ohara, how are you, first of all?
I'm good. Feeling fit and strong, healthy, ready to go put up the fight of my life.
Big fight in Newcastle this weekend, live on Fight TV, which we've learnt over the last 24 hours or so. But this is a fight that's been talked about for quite a while now. But finally, you and Lewis Ritson get a chance to get it on in Newcastle.
I believe this is the biggest fight of my boxing career because it's a final eliminator for the world title. And so, you know, it's not a fight that I've taken lightly. There's been talks of this fight for a few number of years now. You know, there's been talks of the fight's on, then the fight's not happening. Obviously, we could have fought a few years ago when he first came on the scene, bursting when he stopped Scotty Cardle. Who else did he beat? He beat Scotty Cardle, he beat Robbie Davis Jr. So I could have I could have fought him around that time, but my boxing career was going down a different path. But right now we're in a place where we're both ranked in the WBA and our paths are crossing each other. So we have to get the fight on now.
Absolutely. I mean, the period of time you're referring to was, I think, started back in 2018. I mean, it was 5 years ago where Lewis Ritson was kind of blowing everyone away at domestic level. Had since then a couple of defeats to Patera and Ponce. So he's trying to get, obviously, his career back on track. But what kind of Lewis Ritson do you think you're going to face come Saturday in Newcastle?
Listen, everyone's saying to me that Lewis Ritson's not the same fighter that he was when he fought Scotty Cardle and fought Highland and when he came on the scene. I don't believe that for a second, because even if he isn't the same fighter, this fight right here is the biggest fight of his boxing career. And if he wins it, it's going to open up bigger doors than he's ever had. So I know that whatever Lewis Ritson is right now, the old Lewis Ritson or whatever he is, he's going to be at his best for this fight. He's going to be at 100% his best for this fight. Whether he's the same fighter he was 5 years ago or not, we're going to see the best of him this weekend.
I think I've heard you say over the last week or so in recent interviews that you don't think that Lewis Ritson is a big puncher, but you are. You don't believe that he has punch power?
No, I don't believe so. You look at someone like Davis Jr., who's weak as shit, and Lewis Ritson couldn't get him out of there. You look at other fighters that are as weak as hell, and they're putting Lewis Ritson on a back foot. He fights on the back foot because he ain't got no strength. He can't fight on the front foot. He's a weak fighter that knows how to throw many shots. He'll throw 5 shots, 10-shot combination, 5, 6 shots combos, because that's what he does. He just throws a lot of shots. But in terms of punching power, he ain't got that one punch KO power. He ain't got the one punch that hurts you. I've got the one punch that hurts you.
Obviously, something worth pointing out is that you have been on the road, obviously, in the past before, travelling up to Liverpool, etc. But you are going into the Lions Den this Saturday in Newcastle. I see you're shaking your head already there.
Because it don't matter. It don't matter to me. I've done it time and time again. I fought Taylor in Scotland, fought Tom Farrell in Liverpool. And there's been a few other instances, a few other fights I've had where I've gone up to their hometown and I fought, because even though I get booed into the ring, the fans, they can't fight for you. I don't care if I'm fighting in my own hometown and I've got my family and my mum sitting ringside. They can't fight for me. Whether you come to my fight and you cheer or not, it don't make a difference. All that matters in that ring is whether I've worked hard or not. And I know it don't matter how many thousands of fans he got there. When he feels my left hand or the right hand, they ain't going to be able to get him up. It's all about him. It don't matter.
For yourself, though, Ohara, obviously you've your career has kind of it's been in stages. Like I said, you've had good spells, obviously frustrating spells, etc., etc. But do you believe now a win over Lewis Ritson this Saturday can kind of just push you on to where you need to be?
Yeah, a win over Lewis Ritson will get me where I should have already been. World champion, world title. You know, a lot of the stuff that I've gone wrong in my boxing career has been because I wasn't focused. You know, I've been too focused on what happens outside the ring, been doing this and doing that, and on social media too much, and focusing on the ladies and all stuff like that. But now I believe that I've got myself in a disciplined place, and I've learned from the mistakes that I've made. And you know, if I get when I get the win this weekend, it'll put me onto bigger and better things. We're talking about the world title here.
Ohara, is it personal between you and Lewis? Because it seems like this rivalry's kind of picked up a little bit over recent weeks since we knew the fight was going on. But is this?
Nah, to be honest, a lot of people are trying to make it seem like I've got a bit of rivalry against him. Listen, I don't mind the guy. He's probably a nice guy. I met his dad at my last fight. His dad come to watch me fight in Leeds. And, you know, I think Lewis Ritson's just a nice family man that wants to provide for himself and his family. He's got a wife and kids. And, you know, boxing's a tool for him to, you know, to provide for himself and his family. It's just a shame what's going to happen to him this weekend. But I'm sure after getting beat by me, he's got other people he can fight. You know, we've got Azim brothers who are up and coming, great fighters. We've got people like Dalton Smith, these good fighters, up and coming fighters. And Lewis Ritson, he could probably go up against one of them and, you know, test the levels. But, you know, it's not personal between me and him. You know, I've just got to get him out of the way.
I mean, come Saturday night, you know, obviously the crowd's not going to be in your favour this week. You've mentioned obviously being up to Scotland with Taylor and Liverpool with Farrell, where you kind of, I don't know, you take that you turn that kind of energy into your favour in some.
You know what? I won't like you. I prefer getting booed. I prefer fighting away than I do in my own hometown. I like getting booed. I like having someone to prove wrong. I like people telling me I'm going to get beat. I've been looking at what they've been saying over social media. People saying I'm going to get stopped. People saying I'm going to get beat on points. And every time I see that, it just kind of spurs me on. I remember when I fought Logan New, the first fight in the Golden Contract, and you know they say this guy went toe to toe with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and he won the Golden Gloves. And you know someone was saying that there's not a snowball's chance in hell of me getting a win. And every time I saw that and I heard that, it spurred me on. And I went in there and I knocked him out in round 7. And the more they boo me, the more they cheer him, the more punishment he's going to get. So if they want the best for their fighter, they better keep quiet.
We'll try not to upset everyone in Newcastle this week.
Nah, try not to upset everyone. And, you know, how did they do in the football the other day?
They lost 2-0 to Manchester United in the Carabao Cup.
So they're not going to be happy, are they? They're not going to be coming in happy mood. 2 losses in a space of 2 weeks. It's not looking good.
I fear you in Newcastle because I've seen you. I've been with you in Liverpool, obviously, in recent years. That's when he was younger.
I believe the Newcastle fans are much better than the fans up in Liverpool. Liverpool fans ain't got no. They ain't got no class about them. You look at what they do. Like you look at the antics they do outside the ring. You know, they had another team playing a football match against them, and then they went outside the hotel room and started throwing a few fireworks so that the other team can't sleep. That was Liverpool. And, you know, you look at other things that they do, other things that the fans do. And, you know, I've been seeing a few videos online and like, these people ain't got no class, KUGAN. The fans in Newcastle, I believe that they got class and, you know, they got decency about them. And it's going to show this weekend.
Okay. Well, I can't share your sentiment about Liverpool because I do generally like a lot of people in Liverpool and I love the city. So I'm not going to agree with what you said there, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
But come this week, obviously, you've got the press conference on Thursday this week, weighing Friday. And yeah, listen, it's big time boxing. You're back in a big fight, which is obviously all you've wanted to do all the way through your career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a very, very intriguing fight come Saturday night with Lewis Ritson.
Yeah, you know, I believe I'll get him out of there, but time will tell. You know, time will tell. I believe I've worked hard. I've done everything I can in the gym. Will Jones, my coach, works me super hard in the gym, super hard. And, you know, I believe the only way this guy can beat me is if he gets a punch from the gods. Only the gods can beat me in this fight. You know, if the gods don't get involved, this guy will be out of there round 6 or round 7, latest.
Okay, just before I let you go, Ohara, obviously I'm going to see you at some point this week. Did you watch the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think Jake Paul went in. I feel like he went out there and he gave it his all. He spoke a hell of a lot before the fight and he didn't perform to the caliber of what he spoke. But he went out there and he gave it a go. He's an entertainer. And a lot of fans, they're going too hard on him. You know, a lot of people, they're just so happy that he lost because they're jealous. Jake Paul came in the game and he's made in one fight what a lot of us are not going to see in our whole boxing careers. Jake Paul made that in a fight and he's not even a professional fighter. And a lot of fighters are so jealous about that. The fans are so jealous that they just want to downplay him. But listen, congratulations to him. He made a hell of a lot of money and he entertained the fans. The whole world stopped that day to watch the fight. We had Mike Tyson there. We had Cristiano Ronaldo there. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. All these massive names there, all to watch him fight. And he put on a great undercard. He gave a platform for other pro fighters to fight on. Badou Jack had a fight for the world title on that same card. That platform was given to him by Jake Paul. All the other pro fighters that fought on that card, the platform was given to them by Jake Paul. So while these fighters are online hating on him and they're happy that he got beat, I don't really understand it. It smells like a bit of jealousy to me.
Well, listen, it was a big pressure fight for Tommy Fury, which you come through. What happens now after that, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it was much talked about that week. And I thought the fight myself was all right. I mean, it was over 8 rounds. I don't know what people were expecting, the ones criticising it, what they were expecting to happen.
Jake Paul's not Floyd, Jake Paul's not Floyd because he's been boxing a few years. He ain't been boxing from when he was a kid. He's a YouTuber. He's not a fighter. He's not people like me that have been boxing from when I was 18 or 19 years old. This guy started late. It's not his first career. So, he's a bit amateurish. But what do you expect? But what he does much better than a lot of us is he entertains a lot better than all of us. So I feel like a lot of fighters, instead of hating on him, maybe watch him and take some lessons from him. It's a lot to learn from Jake Paul, and I'm learning from him myself. I've got a lot to learn from him outside the ring. Maybe he's got a lot to learn from me inside the ring. Give and take.
Okay, Ohara, thank you very much for your time this Tuesday evening. We look forward to, like I said, a great card and a great main event, obviously, with yourself and Lewis Ritson, live on Fight TV this Saturday. And yeah, we look forward to the press conference. I think that's going to be quite interesting.
Thank you.
You're going to behave yourself, though, Ohara,
yeah? I feel like this fight, I'm older now. I'm a lot older, a lot wiser. I don't care about all the hype and, I don't care about that stuff anymore. I just want to go out there and fight, go out there and do what I do best. The difference between, the 3 years that I had off I grew a lot as a person. And, I just want to go out there and fight. I like Lewis Ritson, be nothing but respect on my side. If he wants to make it into something, that's up to him. On my side, ain't nothing but respect to him and his family and his dad. They're nice people. I just got to do what I do to him on fight night, which is going to be quite horrible. Apart from that, ain't no beef.
Okay. I've also heard you say this over the years with previous opponents, and then when the press conference comes on, it's like back to the old OD. So I just want to put that. Anyway, listen, we'll leave it there, and best of luck on Saturday. But we'll all catch up after the press conference on Thursday in Newcastle. So looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Top man, KUGAN CASSIUS here with Ohara Davies for IFL TV. Thank you very much.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.